Good morning. And sometimes I watch Mark Dice, this YouTuber. I think he's very good, entertaining, right? And I was watching this video from him. I post a link to it. 8 minutes into the video, he talks about the Oscars. He talks about this movie that was nominated for an Oscar, or many Oscars, I think. And there's a scene from the movie. And the movie is about a drug lord who decides he wants to become a woman. And it's a musical, right? And I was watching that scene, and it was so embarrassingly bad. And I showed it to my girlfriend, and she said, is this real? No, this can't be real. Can't be. This is from the movie? Yeah, it is. Very, very bad. You think Hollywood, maybe they would, get a hold of themselves, do something. Is this happening? I don't know. I don't think so. This was terrible. I was listening to Viktor Orban, and he talked about the EU. And he said the EU is, it's isolating itself. And of course he's correct. I haven't thought about it, right? But they are. They are isolating themselves from the United States now. They portray Donald Trump as a demon, right? And China, of course they do. Yeah, this is the big rival. They have this war, so tariff war against China, right? And Russia, of course, they want nothing to do with Russia. What's left? And then he talked about Africa too. And apparently, I don't know if I understood this correctly, but apparently EU is putting demands on Africa to adopt LGBTQ stuff, putting pressure on these countries in Africa. And of course, this is what they do, the EU. It's mental illness, isn't it? Oh, this is like this idiot with a family who's isolating the family from the rest of the world, right? So there are examples of this, of course. That's the EU. And I think this is where they are going, these totalitarian assholes, right? They are surely going into mental illness. I think they are from the very start, but the more they can do it, the worse it gets. That was a very good speech from Viktor Orban. If we find any political leaders who are not mentally ill, it's like a bonus now these days, isn't it? Yeah, wow, this guy is not mentally ill. That's the jackpot. Yeah. I think it's true. Right. I also saw this from Ireland. It's another one. It's a guy, George Dunn. That's the name of the guy. He's marrying himself, or they are marrying themselves. Something like this, because it's a guy. And it's a legal marriage, and he's dressed, the left side of him is dressed like a woman, and the right side is dressed like a man. And he had this marriage, legal wedding thing. And there's a picture of him. I'll post a link to it. I'm surprised about this. It went very quickly, didn't it? These people, these mentally ill people, now all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I'm going to marry myself, and I'll post it on social media. Here it is, picture of me. And you watch this thing. I mean, 10 years ago, if you met a guy who would said something like, I'm going to marry. Oh, you're going to marry? Oh, that's good. Who are you going to marry? I'm going to marry myself. What would you think, if somebody told you this, like 10 years ago, what would you think about this guy? You're joking, right? No, it's true. I'm going to marry myself. I'm going to dress like a woman and a man because I feel I'm both, see? What would you think about this guy? What would you say to him? You meet him at the pub or something, right? This guy. And that was just like 10 years ago. And now it's right there. There's a picture of him, this idiot. Right. Okay. Be good.